Blessed love, I am the Honorable Priest Isaac. I am an official priest within the realms of Rastafari of the Ethiopia-Africa Black International Congress. I also hold a certification in the craft of ARCHAEOASTRONOMY from Politecnico di Milano in Italy. Our universe and its makeup has always been an intriguing subject for humankind. Astronomy is the study of everything in the universe beyond the Earth's atmosphere. Ancient astronomy is similar, but pays special attention to the physical and spiritual values of stars, planets, moons, and other celestial objects. It also brings in the terrestrial component, being things on an earthly plane, such as plants, human organs, and connects them to the heavenly bodies. In this course, you will learn the makeup of various planets and stars, how to locate them in the night sky, along with their associated constellations. You will also be taught about the earliest civilizations known for their astronomical comprehension, namely Kush, also known as ancient Ethiopia, Kemet, called Egypt today, the Dogons, and the Bozos, as well as the civilization of Sumer. You will also learn about black holes, their nature and origin, as well as how the ancients viewed them. Ancient astronomy is the mother of archaeoastronomy and astro-theology. Both subject areas are covered by the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge. Sign up today. Visit our website, priestisaacinstitute.com, or email us, priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com, for more information. Oh, blessed love, my royal family. Give thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life, Emperor Haile Selassie I. We definitely give thanks for your presence with us, of course. Honorable Priest Isaac here with you, representing the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge. This evening we have a wonderful sit down, a wonderful program for you. As you all know, this month, the month of April, there will be a series of astronomical events taking place. In fact, for the whole year thus far, we've been covering the mystics of the planets and the stars, especially how they align with our EABIC, how they align with Rastafari. We're talking about astro-theology. So we're going to be going into the 19th, the 20th, 21st, and 23rd day of April and looking at the mystics that will be taking place in the heavens. Many of you already know about what is considered to be the rare hybrid solar eclipse of the sun. We will be explaining the mechanics behind that and, of course, the astro-theology. We'll also be touching upon the lyrids, that's what they call it, meteor shower, and showing you really where it's taking place in the heavens. And of course, we're going to be connecting all of this to the events of the 21st and the 22nd day of April, and we're talking about Abraham meet Melchizedek. That is in 1966, the visitation of Emperor Haile Selassie I to the Caribbean, of course, to Jamaica specifically on that day, coming from a quick stopover in Anu, Antigua, the ancient city, and of course, coming from an official visit from Trinidad. This is some great stuff. And of course, talking about on the 22nd day, because that's really when it happened at King's house, when he met ancient Melchizedek. And that is why we as Rastafari and of course Bobo Shanti highlights the ancient visit, 1966, 21st day of April. So we'll be getting into all of that, astronomy, ancient astronomy specifically. We'll be getting into that in a moment. But let me just highlight the events of the 30th day of April. Remember now we're talking about the open house day as such. I'm talking at the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge. Education is the key. We will be launching the certified course. You just would have seen a short introduction there a moment ago. Well, that is the introduction to the Ancient Astronomy course, also utilized for promotion as well, as you could obviously see. And if you like that introduction, you would love the course. So we will be officially launching that course. It's a certified course, so you'll be getting your certificate when it is over. And of course, that has to do with the plan that you choose. We'll be launching it on Sunday, the 30th day of April. So that's 2 Sundays away, 3 p.m. sharp. Make sure you're there. How do you get there? All you got to do is contact us and get your Zoom link. We will be sharing out the Zoom link in the very near future as well, so you could just grab it and go. But of course, for those who want to just make sure that you are well secure, you can contact us and we will definitely give you the link for that day. Talking about Sunday, the 30th day of April, free of charge. There's no charge whatsoever. Just bring the family. Make sure you get that nice cushy couch, the leather couch, whatever couch it is, and pull it up in front of the big screen smart TV and hook up the internet. And let's have a wonderful day. We're going to begin the day with a premiere film, the international premiere of our newly released short documentary film, Anu, the Ancient City, the same place where the king stopped before he went to Jamaica. Anu, the ancient city. The plane landed here. It wasn't an official visit, but it came here. The ancient city, the hub, the Stargate, very important. So you need to see that launching. And of course, we will be also relaunching the newly updated international homeschool program. So make sure the young ones are with you as well. And then again, the main event is the official launch of the Certified Ancient Astronomy course. So what's the date? The 30th of April. Have you received your link as yet? So what we waiting for? There's no charge for the link yet. Just contact me, get the link. PriestIsaacInstitute@gmail.com. And of course, it will be a delight for us to have you in our presence on that day. Okay, so on the 20th day of April, there is to be a magnificent solar eclipse. But this will be seen more in the area of Indonesia, Australia, and thereabout southern Pacific areas, but an eclipse nevertheless. And this is said to be a rare eclipse. It is known as the hybrid eclipse. Now, there are 3 types of eclipse that we would really observe. And you have the total eclipse, and that is when you see the moon totally goes in front of the sun. Then you have the annular solar eclipse, which is the same, but because of the proximity of the moon to the earth and its relation to the sun at that time, you get a different sort of appearance, image, where you get the ring, the strong ring around the moon. And then, of course, you have a partial eclipse. Now, this hybrid eclipse is so rare that of the 224 eclipses that they have had for the 21st century, only 7 of them would have been hybrid. That is just to show you how unique this type of eclipse is that will be happening on the 20th going into the 21st of April. Do you follow me? It's a very unique, almost like a triple crown eclipse. I wonder if you are with me. So let us look into it. And as I said, it is so unique you're keeping your notes of the 224. And give thanks for the 225th, descendant of the Solomonic lineage, whether a person believes in Solomon or not. The 224 eclipse of the 21st century. 7 of them are hybrid, which is 3.1% of them thus far. So let us look at the academics of it, my family. So we all would have seen some level of an eclipse, I would believe. And again, you have the 3 main types: the total eclipse, the annular solar eclipse, which could be mistaken as a total eclipse, but it's not. And of course, the partial solar eclipse. Now, the shadow of the eclipse is what we want to penetrate on for the moment. Now, when you are in the midst of a total eclipse, you would be in the shadow that is known as the umbra. The umbra, obviously, you could see it looks like umbrella. Good, the covering, the parasol. So the umbra would be that shadow that you would be in when you are observing what is known as a total eclipse. And again, you usually get a total eclipse when the moon passes in front of the sun. And keep in mind, listen to me good, a new moon is what causes the solar eclipse. So once the solar eclipse is taking place, you know that the new moon is taking place. That's why it's a new moon, because it has now engaged the sun as such. Very good. So the umbra now, the umbrella, is that area of shadow that you would encounter when you are in the region of the earth that is viewing the total eclipse perfectly. And then now, and keep in mind, because the earth is a sphere, that is why at different spaces and places, you would get a different impression. Then you have something known as the penumbra. And the penumbra now is the shadow that you get when you are observing a partial eclipse. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So the penumbra is the shadow that you get when you're observing the partial eclipse. And of course, if the person next to you is trying to, distract you and trying to tell you the earth is flat, you tell that person, when this conversation is done, you would listen to them. But for now, you just listen to me, because I'm sure they cannot prove circumpolar stars on a flat earth. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just search for my video on circumpolar stars and flat earth. It's right here on my YouTube channel. And when you observe that, it's not too long. I don't think there's anyone in the world that could even stand up against that evidence when it comes to circumpolar stars. Remember, we are astronomers here. This is not a guessing game, and we're not just listening to people. So for sure, just tell them, hold on. And when I'm done, they can give you the rhetoric that they have to spill. So again, the penumbra specifically is the shadow that you are in when you're observing the partial solar eclipse. Hey, I just want to give enough respect to the one Adam Swift. Very swift, Give thanks, my brethren, for, the love and just continually giving grand support, to the works going forward, cutting and clearing. Then now you have the antumbra. This is the unique one. This really takes place when you are observing what is known as the hybrid, the official annular eclipse. The hybrid is a gathering of them both. The annular eclipse. So now we will be seeing an annular eclipse, but it's also a hybrid. So what's the difference? Where did the hybrid thing come in? Because of the position of the moon. And again, this is why the Ancient Astronomy course is so important. But not even just that. Listen to this. Even our homeschool program, family. This is why I always encourage us. It's not sell, I'm trying to sell it, Farah. I love my people. My religion is love. I know I have something to share. And for those of us who really love our own children, I mean, to be very honest, the community that we are in, I have a lot of beautiful people that, you know, follow me and respond to the teachings. And you know, I love you all. You understand? But sometimes I got to penetrate and wonder, why do we leave our children out of this experience? You know, the tiger ain't gonna bite them. Why we leave our youths out of this experience? Most of us. I know many of us don't. So let me show appreciate love to those who don't. But many of us do. And that's the reality. My family, we have a beautiful homeschool program, which we have advanced, that we are relaunching in a few days. And this program has been designed to inspire your little babies so that at the end of the day, they could tell you what I am telling you now. I'm just telling you the truth. Astronomy. I teach little babies, 3-year-olds, astronomy, not just online, but face to face. What we call it, African history and heritage, biology, all of that is compact in our homeschool program. Even if they're in the regular school, the prison pipeline thing, the homeschool program has been designed specifically, you know, not even as a substitute, but a supplement. Plus now the Ancient Astronomy course that we are launching, which is really designed for adults, but teenagers as well, preteen. I mean, it's my 11-year-old son that is doing the massive graphics behind of it. So, I mean, who is it really designed for? You understand? So I would encourage you to invest into the ancient astronomical knowledge. As you could obviously see, we are taking this, for those of you who love high knowledge and religious knowledge and theological knowledge, this is as deep as it goes. But it's not just about looking at the stars in the night as like astrology. It's about understanding the mechanics. So let us continue, although we didn't stop. Now, so again, so you understand the three shadows that we have here. The umbra, you know, which is the total eclipse, the penumbra, which is the partial eclipse, and the antumbra, which is really what you get when you are observing the ring of fire as such around the annular eclipse. And those who would be in Australia specifically, well, actually, you know, here the mystic, where the actual annular will be taking place, because there will be two annular aspects of the eclipse this time around. This is another unique feature. I want you to get this good, you know, family. When the eclipse passes over the area of Australia, New Zealand, and Indonesia, at the beginning, it will be, listen to this, an annular eclipse, and then it is going to turn into a total eclipse and come back into an annular stage before the eclipse is over. I hope you get that. Now, that in itself is rare. Now, the hybrid is rare in general, but the way that this one now is conducting itself, because an annular eclipse does not necessarily have to turn into a total eclipse at the same time. But this one is turning into a total eclipse, which is what makes it a hybrid. But listen this, it does not, even though it's a hybrid, it does not necessarily have to turn back into the annular eclipse after turning to the total eclipse. And family, listen, this is not spookism, you know. Once you are on a boat out in the Pacific Sea by Australia and between Indonesia, because it's on the seawater where the actual annular and the actual total and back to the annular will take place. You will be able to observe it with your own eyes. So, and this again is the 20th day of April. And of course, we're talking about in that part of the world as well, because obviously that will be daylight going into the 21st day of April. All right, family. So now the mystic vibration is the energy of the solar eclipse, because this is what ancient astronomy deals with. Nothing happens, and it just, okay, that was beautiful. Nothing. Everything is related to us. That's why I'm showing you, family, that ancient astronomy takes into consideration the genuine aspects of what you call astrology, whether it be the connection of man with planets and how the planets react with man and woman, depending on what they're doing, rising and setting, and conjunction of planets with the sun and the moon. All of these things are very important. We did a program just the other evening for those of you who are in tune to Radio Anu, those of you who are subscribers to the Tiger's Nest, and make sure you subscribe to the Tiger's Nest and subscribe to this YouTube channel as well. And even those watching, like the videos and all of that, so many people can come in and get this very same information that you're getting here. So we did a program just the other evening on Radio Anu, specifically speaking of the connection of the planets and the constellation with plants. Modern astronomy doesn't consider none of them things. Ancient astronomy does. Astrology does, obviously. That's what astrology is all about. But astrology has lost connection with the astronomical science as it relates to what is where and when. Remember, the sun moves 1 degree every 72 years, and I've already showed where astronomy would have missed that itch there. Now, very important now. So whatever is taking place, even when the moon is going in front of a planet, sometimes the moon would pass in front of a planet and it disappears for a few hours. That's the high energy. Now, obviously, the moon is not really passing in front of the planet, but from our vantage point on planet Earth, it appears as if. So let's not lose it now. It appears as if. And again, that is why studying ancient astronomy is so important. So all of this, and before we even go into what will be taking place with the meteor shower, let me show you even what is happening now on the same time of the new year, the new moon, pardon me, the new moon. Now, as you observe here, this is the, make sure you have it here, Stellarium. I'm utilizing the software Stellarium, and it is directly showing you what is taking place on this date. You see the date, the 20th day of April 2023. And it is showing you at the moment where the eclipse will be taking place. Now, again, as I said, the situation here is really where the moon is at the time when an eclipse is taking place. It's either a new moon or a full moon. When you have the lunar eclipse, you're looking at a full moon. When you have the solar eclipse, you're looking at a new moon. So lunar eclipse, full moon, solar eclipse, new moon. Very good, fair enough. So let us just observe. You can see now the 20th of April, 2023. The moon is right here with the sun. That's the moon, and the sun is right there. In fact, let me just give you a better outlook. You could see even coming up to the 20th, you could see the moon. Watch it good. That's the moon here. That's the moon. Just coming into Pisces. This is Pisces. Jupiter is sitting in Pisces, and of course the sun. So on the 19th, which is a few days from now, on the 19th, you're going to have a spectacular, the 19th, you're going to have a spectacular show where the sun will be perfectly aligned with Jupiter and the moon. Remember, Jupiter went into the glare of the sun just a few days ago around the 11th of April. And Jupiter will soon be having its arising in a few strongs. So it will be coming up, its helical arising, or rising as they call it. coming up before the sun. But anyway, let's concentrate on this. So around 4:49 or so on the 19th, follow this, around 4:49 also on the 19th, you'll have a beautiful alignment of the sun and the moon and Jupiter. Now remember, the sun, the moon is very swift in its movement. So by an hour after that, 5:49, 6:49, 7, 8, 9, 10. By 10 o'clock, the moon is looking to kiss Jupiter. 11, 12, bam. Now follow this, We're talking about going into the connection where the moon is on its way to the sun. But on its way to the sun, the moon perfectly comes and meets Jupiter. You could see it right here. I just want you to see this. Remember who Jupiter is. We did a whole program on Jupiter the other day. And the understanding of Jupiter in the ancient astronomical system, not the Greek Zeus, We already showed you where they got that idea from. So we're not talking about Zeus. We're not talking about not even Jupiter. We're not talking about none of these Greek and Roman gods. We're talking about the ancient astronomers who comprehended the value of the planet that they call Jupiter and Saturn and Ansha and Kisha, the ancient Sumerians would refer to them as. So we comprehend that. And we knew the magnetosphere of Jupiter was so strong that it would have attracted even the comets, not comets, but the flying objects that would have come and damaged the surface of this planet. Jupiter would have attracted it to itself, which it does all the time, just because of its magnetosphere, good, or its magnetic sphere, very same thing. So all of this is how the ancient ones would have identified the planets. Remember, you cannot tell me the Dogons saw Sirius B and they did not understand that Sirius B is like 33 times the density of the sun. They had to know that. The fact that they had to know that. The fact that they could see it, And it's not about seeing it. It's not seeing it, It's detecting it. What does the bat see? The bat don't see nothing, but a bat will never run into you. People ducking from bat and, a bat, the bat will never touch you. And it cannot see a thing. So it's not what you see, it's what you detect. So the Dogons had to have had the knowledge we have of Sirius today, A and B. They would have to have had it to be able to map it so perfectly. That's my point. So as ancient astronomers, we had a different relationship with the planets, with the stars, and we understood the value of Jupiter. So it was seen as the king of the planets, not because it was the biggest. The Greeks didn't know it was the biggest. The Greeks didn't even know what it was. To them, it was just a sky full of pretty dots. They didn't know what's moving and what's not moving. The most they could say, but hey, wait, Archimedes, that bright one over there, wasn't it over there last night? Eureka. Yeah, Merlin, I think that's the moon. Oh, you're right. I did think it was a bit big. Come on. So anyway, so you will observe that on the 19th now, as I said, you're just observing the time. It's going into the 20th. Watch how the moon is getting closer and closer to Jupiter. You see it? I just want you to get it good, So in at least where we are here, in the Caribbean, by about 3 o'clock that afternoon, the moon and Jupiter will be one. It right there. By 2, 3 the afternoon, the moon and Jupiter will be one. Okay, good. Then now, by the time the sun sets and we're going into midnight, this is the same day, Bam, from the time it hits midnight, around that time, is the new moon. That is the same time the people in Australia will be seeing the eclipse. Just a mere few hours after the moon would have left Jupiter. Now again, you'd have to have a certain type of mind frame to even appreciate of this. To some people, this is just like, come on, man, what are you talking? This is just things happening in the sky. Next, you're gonna tell me this cloud went over this building, and come on, brother, what does all of this mean? Again, you'd have to have an ancient mindset, as a program I did with some brothers the other evening. Brother Ison was saying, modern mind, maybe modern mind thinks different than ancient mind. Well, I get his point, but I must say, as a modern mind that thinks very ancient, there got to be certain exceptions to that rule there. Because I'm thinking with the ancient mind here, fam. And as the ancient mind who would observe the heavens, the oldest book, the up-to-date manual. This is the oldest and the newest book. This is not just what the heavens used to say. This is happening now. The 57th anniversary of Abraham meet Melchizedek when Haile Selassie visit Jamaica, 1966. Look how the heavens rejoicing. Here comes the moon to kiss Jupiter. A lot of kissing took place in the last couple of months. Remember how Venus, it was Venus and Jupiter, the same Jupiter. Same Jupiter, same Venus kissed Jupiter for the 1st of March, wasn't it? Our Congress anniversary day. And the heavens declare the glory, Psalms 19. So yeah, the 19th day now, we see the moon again, very important, coming in, Jupiter. 2:55 also in the afternoon, man. Sun looking to go down. Everything happened here in Pisces, by the way. All of this is happening in the Pisces constellation. And then the moon moves off. And within 5, 6, 7 hours, the eclipse begins in Australia. Because the eclipse itself would take about 5 hours too. And as soon as, watch it now, as soon as the moon steps out of that line for the fish, that is when the eclipse really starts. That's deep. Now everyone is saying the eclipse is taking place in the Ram's constellation. I wouldn't argue that because it is right on the crux of the Ram. But it's not necessarily in the Ram. In fact, it's still closer to Pisces than the Ram. But I know how astrology goes. Uranus and Mercury are beautifully set in the Ram at that time. All right, good. So watch it good now, family. Look at how the moon, as the time moves, just goes closer and closer to the sun. So as you could see, you're looking at coming up onto midnight, which will take you into the 20th day. But of course, in that part of the earth where the eclipse will be taking place, not only is already the 20th, it's looking to go into the 21st. That is the high science here. So bam, you see the moon right with the sun. And this is from the angle where I am at. But if I was to put it at the angle where they are in Australia, you would see the moon right in the center because that is the angle they are at. And that is how they are getting that perfect total eclipse, annular eclipse, and which will really be a hybrid eclipse, pardon me, because there will be those close by who will not see that full eclipse, but the partial eclipse. I hope you totally, fully, partially, no, totally and fully comprehend what I'm saying here. All right, I'm going to return to this, but let me go forward here again. So just get it good. This is really where it's all taking place. I hope this lesson is an understanding. Somewhere between here, is where the major stuff will be going on, where you will be getting obviously it will be a partial eclipse to those who will see the total eclipse at first, because the moon will be moving in and moving in. But on certain angles, certain spots on the planet, you will not get the fullness. You will only see it to maybe this degree. But again, those who will be on the spot where you will get the full eclipse, they are going to see the annular eclipse first, then is going to turn total. So that obviously means that the moon is also moving mystically towards the earth and back, because it does that. Remember, the moon has a different wane, as I showed you before when we did the program Candace, if you could remember that. Okay, good. So what you have now as well, again, those who will be on the spot, they will see the annular, total, and return back to the annular. Very important. And yet still, remember that the hybrid is because the three will be expressed, but it's still unique this time around, because the hybrid doesn't necessarily mean that it comes annular, total, and back annular. From its annular, then its total, you have a hybrid. And that already is unique. But the fact that this one is annular, total, and then coming back annular is another level of uniqueness within itself. So this is what we want to look into on that level as it relates to the whole aspect. Now, don't run yet. I want to look at the Lyrids meteor shower now and show you how all of this is connected once again to the events of the 21st day of April. Haile Selassie I visited Jamaica. Abraham meet Melchizedek, the same man with the 7 stars in his right hand. Beautiful. Good. Now, how are we going to see this magnificent event on the 21st day of April, just after the eclipse, by the way, and the 22nd day of April? All right. All right. The area of the sky where this will be taking place, most ones will tell you to look for, of course, Lyra. And then you will also see it just maybe just to a little bit to the east of that area in the sky is where you will have the meteor shower, which is said to be very beautiful even at that time. Now let us just observe the area of the heavens where this is taking place. The chart is, of course, the app will not really show you that meteor shower specifically, I would think, but let us look at the area of the heavens so we can see what's going on. Now, the constellation known as Hercules, very important. And remember, we're dealing with astro-theology here, so it's important to understand these things. You know, mythology as well has found itself mixed up there. All right, so astro-theology really, again, is theology, not religion, is theology, basically based on the heavens. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, that's where it comes from, the heavens. I will repeat, Psalms 19, the heavens declare the glory. In the Bible, it speaks about Orion. It speaks about Arcturus. Arcturus is the brightest star in the northern heavens. Arcturus is considered to be maybe the oldest star that can be observed. In fact, look, Arcturus right here. The arc is to us. Very good. So you have Vega. All of this is in the northern sky. And on the night of the 21st, Abraham meet Melchizedek. And on the night of the 22nd, because it's happening all now, you know, but it's going to peak on the 21st and the 22nd. And of course, you will not be seeing it in the day. It has to be especially late at night, especially if you have a dark spot that you can go to. But even the city lights will not obscure a lot of it. But the darker the atmosphere, of course, the better for you. So if you know where the star Vega is in the Lyre constellation, that is just not too far from the constellation known as Hercules. Now, of course, you know, these Greek renditions that you may be seeing here somewhat distorts the reality of how the ancient astronomers would have seen these images. But still, the point I'm making is now, those of you who would have studied our heavens declare, you know that the serpent holder represents the Honorable King Emmanuel, straight up. Because Sagittarius, which is the mighty archer, of course, the most southern constellation in the zodiac belt, the most southern constellation in the ecliptic belt. I'm talking about Sagittarius. Of course, his arrow is pointed to the center of the galaxy, where there is a supermassive black hole. All right, everything here very deep. And at the same time, his arrow is pointing on the scorpion to of course, destroy the scorpion. Now, again, the scorpion is being crushed by the serpent holder. And remember, as we showed you in ancient astronomy, any constellation you see with a triangle as its head is symbolic of a turban. That's just what it is. I didn't make that up. That is just what it is. Not even the Arabs made it up, because the sky has been colonialized too, you know. That's why a lot of the stars are Arabic names, some of them Greek, and some are Roman. Now, look at the star. This is the star that's at the top of the serpent holder's head, the tip of his turban. So it named Ras. Ras al-Heg. Ras. That's where it starts with Ras. Ras al-Heg. That's the name of the star at the top of the serpent holder. So the serpent holder, Sagittarius, and Hercules, that's a trinity, which we have expressed several times. That's why we show that the serpent holder, unlike Sagittarius, doesn't have a weapon. Unlike Hercules, doesn't have a weapon. This is not the right rendition for Hercules neither. This man here wrap up with about 7 snakes. Hercules is a man kneeling on one knee with a sword in his hand, ready to slew the neck of this serpent. Okay, one of these days we will redraw all of these misguided constellations and show you how they really look when we graduate to that stage, really, in our classes here on the internet. Now, I'm just showing to you, family, that Hercules has a sword to slew the snake, and the archer has an arrow to slew the scorpion. But the man in the center, which is the serpent holder, he doesn't have any weapon. He has a snake in his hand, the same snake that Hercules above him is to slew, and he's standing on the scorpion for Sagittarius to slew. So it's obvious. Anyone with just an open mind there. An open mind. Anyone with an open mind would gather where we're going here. You would be able to see, okay, that makes sense. I can see that. You know, I can see he's the only one of the three that is not weaponized as such, but he's holding down the enemy. He is the priest. In fact, both Hercules and Sagittarius have a crown. Here you have in front of Sagittarius what is known as the southern crown. And you have in front of Hercules what is known in astronomical term as the northern crown. So you have the two crowns. And listen, these are the only two crowns in the heavens, you know. The northern crown and the southern crown. And one is in front of Hercules, and the other one is in front of Sagittarius. And I'm showing you that both of them are a part of a constellation, which is highlighting, or part of not a constellation, but a group of constellations highlighting, what is taking place in the heavens. The three of them then are working together, without a doubt. Fair enough. Good. So I'm saying that the serpent holder, Ophiuchus, for at least 20-something years now, has represented King Emmanuel. You may say, 20-something years. Yeah, because that's when we brought it to the table. That's when the revelation came to us. It wasn't told to us by nobody. And I never hear nobody talk about nothing like this. So I would assume it, no one really realized it. If someone did, they can tell me they did. But about 20-something years ago, we were studying the heavens as we've been doing, and we realized that, hey, this is what's going on, from the virgin to the lion. The sun goes through these 12 constellations, and there's a story there. We observed it. We say, yeah, and we observed the story and we linked it to what's taking place in Revelation 12. And then we filled in the spaces. And as I said, you see here the Trinity of the prophet and the priest and the king. And on the exact opposite side of the heavens, 180, you have the father and the mother and the child. That's why we don't involve ourselves in petty argument with people who just not aware of really what's happening. You understand me? And you should do the same. You should do the same. Preserve your value, man. Don't get caught up in no debate and no nyap, nyap, nyap with people that don't even take the time to do their diligent research. I'm very serious. So, now, give thanks. The point is that on the 21st day of April, there will be a beautiful meteor shower in the heavens. And this meteor shower is called the Lyrid meteor shower. This Lyrid meteor shower will be taking place right here above the head of the serpent holder. So in other words, when you come out on the night of the 21st and the 22nd, because keep in mind, it was the 22nd day of April that Abraham really met Melchizedek. Abraham came to Jamaica on the 21st. I know the language is, some people ain't catching it, but I'm talking of Emperor Haile Selassie the first. And of course, the visitation to Jamaica 1966 again. And we as Bobo Shanti, we have very, very important, very key, the gathering of the 31 heads of Rastafari, and Haile Selassie giving the 31 heads of Rastafari all gold medals. You follow me? Very symbolic to me of the 31 free African states that gathered in the OAU with the free Ethiopia to come together in one unity. And that's why I always see races to be in one unity as the example thereof. But of course, we all know that the first ambassador that was met was King Emmanuel Charles Edwards. And as a Bobo Shanti and member of the Congress and an individual which have done my diligent research, I would see that many prophecies and history align as it relates to King Emmanuel Charles Edwards. Very good. So again, a key figure, the Black Christ, Melchizedek, as we would see him. You may not, but I mean, to each his own. So my point here is now that on this same day, the same time as the eclipse, unique eclipse, the hybrid eclipse, triple crown eclipse, I would call it, okay? The same time when the moon kissed Jupiter on its way to the eclipse. The moon makes sure it kissed Jupiter on its way to the eclipse. Just a few hours before the eclipse, no man. And then while the eclipse is taking place, the meteor shower is going on in the heavens. The same time, because it's happening even all now, so it's beginning. It's happening in the heavens. But it will peak in its glory for your eyes on the night of the 21st and the night of the 22nd. And all of this fireworks, this spectacle will be taking place above the head, right here. Look at here, right above the head of the man with the turban, right on the turban, like as if the turban pointed to it. Because the turban, points to the star Vega, and Vega is the star that astronomers are using to guide you to see this Lyrid meteor shower. And as you can see, you draw a line from Vega straight to the top of the serpent hole ahead, which is Ras Alahig. Right in the middle of them both is where the spectacle will be happening as it relates to the meteor shower. On the 21st, I repeat, 22nd of April, above the head of Ophiuchus, the man with the robe and turban, Melchizedek. So this is why now, it is all the heavens rejoicing. It is all the heavens giving thanks for history 57 years ago. 1966. Abraham meet Melchizedek. King's house. No other king ever passed through it. King's house. And of course, you know, the mystery of Melchizedek says, because I know some people say, oh, Haile Selassie is the real Melchizedek. Yeah, give thanks. The history of Melchizedek, the mystery of Melchizedek, pardon me, clearly says that one Melchizedek shall meet another Melchizedek. One Melchizedek shall leave the east and come and visit the west and meet the Melchizedek that has been living in the hills for 7 years. 7 years, and we've done the maths from the time the Congress started to the visitation of the king. 7 years. And he shall proclaim him the high priest. Just like Negus, Negajuna did with Shanti, Boba Shanti, Shanti Diva. Go and read the Indian story. Nega Judah, Shanti Diva. Better yet, go and watch the documentary 7 for more information. So family, I hope that this bit of information, and remember, welcome to the House of Priests. I hope that this bit of information would have been a strength with understanding, even to those of us as members of the Congress. Listen, Farad, with all the love in my heart, I give thanks to the Honorable Priest Harris, who declared to I that the Father said, a man shall come that can read the stars, because I see that it is necessary in this time, especially when it comes to truth. This is why I can sit with anyone and even humbly listen. It's not every time I disagree, I have to jump up and say, oh, no, I'm not like that. When you know what you know, believe me, you know what you know. When you sit with people and they're quick to, because they're not too sure. Family, become firm in yourself. Real knowledge. This thing begin with knowledge. When we took up this fight here, it was a knowledge thing. Faith and knowledge, right knowledge. And right now, everybody coming to the table, chatting their own belief and spilling their own ideas. It's nice when ideas contend, brother, but the facts is the facts. And reality is reality. So give thanks. Abraham meet Melchizedek. Family, remember the Tiger's Nest radio program, every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Make sure you become a subscriber to it. And those just stepping in here again, hit the thumbs button. And if you just got the last 10 minutes, you have to watch the thing from the beginning. There are people that come in the second half and say, oh, what did I miss? You didn't miss a thing. It's right there. Go and watch it from the beginning. This is not entertainment. This is school. Give thanks. Hey, speaking of school, man, family, make sure you're with us. How many of you have your link already? How much people watching this? How many have your link? What you afraid of? Just contact me and say, I would like my Zoom link so that I could be in the house on Sunday, the 30th of April, my loved ones. It's going to be a joyous day. You know, bring the children. You know, we're going to, the only thing I'm sorry about is that I can't give you snacks virtually, Rasta, you know, but it's all right in time when we all reach Mount Zion. But the point is, family, yes, for sure, make sure you get your Zoom link. Sunday the 30th, we're going to have a wonderful 2 hours. Believe me, when it's done, you're going to say, yeah, man, I'm really happy I didn't miss this one here. I mean, if you full joy this year that we just did, I mean, come on. We're going to have the wonderful international premiere of the brand new short documentary, Anu the Ancient City. You're not going to want to miss that. We will be relaunching the newly updated version of the International Homeschool Program. And of course, the main event of the day is the official launch of our certified Ancient Astronomy course. And family, each and every one of you should be a part, especially of, well, everything really, but the Ancient Astronomy course. You know, it's for adults, but I'm telling you, any teenager can handle it. And give thanks, life giver and the keeper of life. So what you're going to do now, I know what you're going to do. You're going to tune in to Radio Anu. All right. Hey, all the link is in the description below, family. Just go down and press it in. We give thanks. Remember, looking forward to your presence on Sunday, the 30th day of April. Blessed love. Selassie, Jah Rastafari. See you tonight in Welcome to the House of Priests, Radio Anu. Bless. Blessed love. I am the Honorable Priest Isaac. I am an official priest within the realms of Rastafari of the Ethiopia-Africa Black International Congress. I also hold a certification in the craft of ARCHAEOASTRONOMY from Politecnico di Milano in Italy. Our universe and its makeup has always been an intriguing subject for humankind. Astronomy is the study of everything in the universe beyond the Earth's atmosphere. Ancient astronomy is similar, but pays special attention to the physical and spiritual values of stars, planets, moons, and other celestial objects. It also brings in the terrestrial component, being things on an earthly plane, such as plants, human organs, and connects them to the heavenly plane, such as plants, human organs, and connects them to the heavenly bodies. In this course, you will learn the makeup of various planets and stars, how to locate them in the night sky, along with their associated constellations. You will also be taught about the earliest civilizations known for their astronomical comprehension, namely Kush, also known as ancient Ethiopia, Kemet, called Egypt today, the Dogons, and the Bozos, as well as the civilization of Sumer. You will also learn about black holes, their nature and origin, as well as how the ancients viewed them. Ancient astronomy is the mother of archaeoastronomy and astro-theology. Both subject areas are covered by the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge. Sign up today. Visit our website, priestisaacinstitute.com, or email us, priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com for more information.